Oh, man. But I think Memphis deserves to have cracked the top 25. I probably would have LSU out of the top 25. Mississippi State making a huge jump from unranked all the way to 17th.
Wow.
Because they beat.
That was a huge. That was actually one of my. I had Mississippi State as one of my impressed me.
Yeah, I
of
mean,
the week.
if I didn't think that LSU was, a pretty bad team in the first place, I would agree.
We're going to see who Mississippi State is this week.
Yeah.
When they play Georgia, we'll find out.
Although
Georgia's a better team than LSU.
Although I'm not sold on Georgia either. They haven't really done anything that's like super impressed me either.
Well, Georgia's always been a team that starts off slow.
Yeah, Georgia is a team, and it was the same way under Mark Richt as it is now, that they want to just, take the entire play clock. They don't go up tempo.
No, they're
up tempo for them is not getting delay of game.
They will sell out to beat you. Georgia will sell out to beat you in a chess match. They just want to be the ones on the right side of the win. They're not going to do it flashy. They're not going to go and try and run up the score on most people, and they probably won't run up the score on most people. But with those two running backs, they can dictate clock, period. I mean, they have a running game that allows them to play that game.
I remember one time back in, who was it? When was it? Quite a while ago, they were accused of running up the score because they beat some team like 51-10 or something like that.
Play better.
Well, yeah, there's the argument, play better, but the coach was like, we benched Noshawn Moreno in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Like, we're not running up the score, you're just that bad.
We can't stop them from not going anywhere. You
Right.
want us to take a knee for the rest of the game?
Right. We benched Noshawn Moreno in the second quarter.
The old water boy tactic. You know, just don't let the defense play.
Exactly.
Don't let the defense play.
Oh, man.
That is good stuff. The other thing, Stanford fell out of the top 25, which I think some of us expected. But I've been saying San Diego State, watch out for them because they got this running back named Rashad Penny, and he is
the real deal.
Amazing.
Yeah, he is. He's on a whole nother level for them, and they need it too.
He might surpass Donnell Pumphrey. So that's... and he's the guy that backed up Donnell Pumphrey last season.
Mm-hmm.
So, got a lot of good things to watch out for. I really like San Diego State. I almost thought about going to San Diego State. I got accepted.
What was that?
Back in high school. But then I realized I want to go to California. I don't want to go to California. Too many hippies.
Yeah, beaches and beautiful weather and beautiful women. How terrible. Who wants to go there?
Okay. Yeah. All right, there's...
Ocean, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, there's earthquakes.
Yeah.
And sharks to start us off.
Hey, sharks are exciting creatures.
Yeah, until they bite you.
It's still exciting.
Well, I guess it would have a new level of excitement to your life if you get bit by a shark. It's a story.
Good story.
I mean, it's good for your golf handicap if you're literally missing a foot, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's not how handicaps work. Different type of handicap.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on from the top 25. Now, what I want to do is I want to talk about our teams, give some updates. Who wants to start? USC, Oregon, Ohio State, or I can take the lead with Penn State, but it's up to you guys.
I mean, I can go. There's not a lot to really...
Played Army.
Yeah, well, the thing what you want to know what my largest takeaway from the game was? Is why the hell do they still run the triple option at Army? Like, do they realize that is a dead offense that hasn't been around, ever in the last, 50
Georgia
years?
Tech still runs it.
Okay.
They were running it against, who were they playing? Who did Georgia Tech play?
Which one?
The first week. They had the night game.
Oh,
Oh,
on TV, right?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ran against Tennessee and almost beat them.
And you haven't seen it in a decade, and it can sneak up on you, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's got to be what their theory is at this point. But, I mean, Ohio State looked better obviously you have to look better when you're playing a team that's like Army.
We got those
I'm not-
225-pound linemen.
I'm not all that surprised that they covered the spread. Just they covered it late, or that they even had trouble covering it to begin with. Offense still looks shady. Braxton Miller concerns me because he has, or not Braxton Miller.
Is it JT Barrett?
JT Barrett.
Same,
Oh, same
same person.
Yeah, I mean,
The Ohio State quarterbacks from the last 10 years are all the same.
more or less, yeah.
They're all one person.
You could pretty much say that. Now, I mean, that being said, it showed again that he's not the skill at quarterback everybody no matter how much you want him to be that, he's never going to be that. That's just the fact of the matter. Still questioning where the wide receiving is going to come from. You can string together good plays against Army, but still a lot of cause for concern here with only X number of weeks to go until the
Conference
actual
play.
test. And, I mean, they got to figure it out. They got to get it together. Defense looked better this time around, but again, secondary didn't really have to do much when they don't throw the ball more than 7 times a game. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to evaluate in a game like this because, honestly, I was watching and not watching and flipping between games because it was Army. There's only so much that can be gathered from a game like that.
Yeah, you don't want to see the team you love beat the defenders of the country you love.
No, and obviously, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and root against ground pounders. It's just not going to happen. I mean, well, you guys have a job to do, so thanks for showing up to get your butts kicked.
Yeah, your 225-pound lineman meet a 380-pound defensive tackle.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Seriously.
Oh man, what was the score of that? 38-0?
No, I believe the final score ended up being 41-10,
Something like that.
something like that, because the over-under was 30, and I know they beat it by 1.
All right,
So, there's that. I guess you could hang your hat on that.
covered the spread against
Yeah.
the triple spread.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go next?
I can go.
All right, Mr. Duck.
Oregon looks pretty decent. I've still got some concerns, but I think 8 to 10 wins could be achievable this season, which is better than I was originally predicting.
And again, they don't play USC.
Exactly, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So up next we have ASU. That should be a cake game. So there's hopefully a 4-0 start.
But then that's also a trap game, though.
Possibly. I don't think ASU is very good. They're not horrible, but they're just. I don't think they're
Okay.
anything that our
But-
offense can't just
but-
destroy.
But answer this question for me. Out of 100 games, how many times do you think that Baylor would have lost to Liberty? 100 games. The answer to that would be 0.
0.
But it happened.
Yeah. I mean, there's always surprises, but
That being said, you're right. They're going to kill him.
yeah. But then the game that should be a nice matchup is in 2 weeks against Cal. That I think is going to be a fun matchup to watch, and should really give us a test. Young receivers definitely still need to develop and gel with the quarterback. That's probably one of the bigger weaknesses is just timing. And our special teams needs to get their head on straight. So many just stupid mistakes, stupid fumbles that don't really make any sense. It seems luck is playing a part, which you don't want to rely on and you shouldn't rely on if you're a good team. The second half offense again is still worrying me. You can't take your foot off the gas. It's going to come back to bite us if we keep doing that.
It doesn't look to me like they're taking the foot off the gas. It looks to me like they're just blowing all their energy in the first half, and then they're just like dying.
Maybe
They're young because they're coming from high school, less games, and in some states they only have 12-minute quarters instead of 15.
Right.
So it could be a situation of they're just not prepared. And I mean, they've got a new coach who's coming in who, it's hard to condition, I don't want to say laziness, but it's hard to condition laziness. If you're coming from a coach who let you just do whatever you want, which is what it seems like they came from,
Right.
I mean, how do you expect in the 6 weeks that they get to work together that you can take the 10 years of not elite level playing and all of a sudden whip it into shape?
Right. Something that they definitely need to just keep working on, and it definitely could be a bit of fatigue. But again, the play calling does seem to get a lot more conservative, and it's okay to go a little bit more conservative. But I don't think you want to change the game script up that much. Positive though, the defense is looking pretty
Kringle
good.
McCringleberry's on TV.
Oh yeah, he is.
Pretty good.
How about that?
The defense is now ranked 33rd in the country, which is insane for the Ducks defense compared to last year.
No,
compared to Ducks history. Ducks history. I mean,
Yeah,
they've never
they're not a defensive team.
been the defensive team. We mentioned this last week, but every week you're like, is this really a fluke or is this really a Ducks defense that is good? And they keep looking like a Ducks defense that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, in the past, when you've had quarterbacks like Jeremiah Masoli and Marcus Mariota,
yeah.
and you had LaMichael James and Kenyon Barner, who were just ripping off 60-yard runs like it's nothing, their defense was on the field the entire game. Because it's not like their offense was bad. It's like they'd have 3-play drives and they'd score.
Yeah,
so their defense was on the field the entire game.
Yeah. Running game looks spectacular.
I mean, it's Royce Freeman.
Minor Heisman candidate. Probably not going to win it.
No.
But, certainly deserves to be on the list. Actually, I think we've got 2 Heisman candidates. Him and it slipped off my head. I don't know. Whatever his name is, but
some guy.
Freeman's definitely the one that's higher up. And yeah, I think 8 to 10 is reasonable. Bowl game is hopefully in the future.
Again, the problem that I have with Oregon, and obviously this is going to change, is they haven't played anybody. I mean, who Arkansas they played? Was it Arkansas?
Yeah, Nebraska.
They played Nebraska, and Nebraska has shown that they're bad.
Yeah,
And they played
not good.
And they played Oregon close. So
right. The games I'm confident again coming up are ASU, Arizona, and OSU. I think we have
Oregon State just looks like absolute trash.
Yeah. So that should be easy. Advantage games, but could be a little nervous are Cal and Ferd, and then the games that I think are going to be tough would be WSU, UCLA, UT, and the Fuskies. And UCLA, UT, and Fuskies are all in a row, so that's going to be a real tough series. I think that's most of October for us.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a really good test on not only what we can do game to game, but how we can bounce back, because I know we're not going to win all of those.
So wait a second. Do you mean to tell me that the schedule doesn't have a cupcake break at the end? Huh. SEC.
Yeah.
Alabama gets Mercer.
Yeah.
Although we've seen Mercer's tough, apparently.
Yeah,
I think Alabama plays Mercer like the second to last game of the season. So there's that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not
Something to look
Alabama.
forward to.
Maybe it's someone else. But ridiculous that they do that. I'm still bitter that they, schedule a cupcake. Like, they get 3 cupcakes and then schedule a cupcake at the end, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Penn State's cupcakes are done besides Rutgers. And honestly,
Can't
when
wait
they
for that one.
when they scheduled Pitt, they weren't a cupcake. They were a top 25 team.
Right.
So really, it's only 2 cupcakes. But we're gonna move on. Dan, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go next. I'll get this out of the way.
University of Spoiled Children.
Yeah.
ouch.
USC versus Texas. One is a lot. Yeah, pretty much sums it up right there. 27-24, USC went in looking promising with 16.5 spread at home.